What do you see in this slide? Correct. Car, plane, bus, cruise, train, motorhome, motorcycle, bicycle. Perfect. We are talking about means of transportation. Well, this is a sample. For sure, there are more ways to travel and reach distant places. What do you see in this slide? Good. As you mentioned, we have passports, identification cards, tour guides for several cities, maps, compass. So these refer to the documentation required to trespass the border of countries. For international travel, it is required a passport. For bordering countries, just the ID is enough, since bordering countries have agreements so tourists have free pass, or if it's required, ID is enough. Next slide, what do you see? Exactly, different type of suitcases, backpacks, that is suggesting what to bring with us in a trip. Well, it depends the type of travel. You are not going to bring the same stuff if you go to fishing or camping, for example, compared to the visit of a city. For sure, you will need to bring money and documents in every trip. But the rest of the stuff depends on the destination and personal needs. Now we have two different types of travel. Right, businessman, businesswoman, and on the other hand seems to be vacations on the beach, people relaxing, singing, having a good time. Good. Let's see in the following slide. Okay, what do you see here? On one side we have family trips, pictures with people welcoming relatives. On the other side, we have another type of travel quite different. They are related to sports. In these pictures, we identify trekking, hiking, bicycling, and marathon. But there are many other types of activities to play outdoors that require a trip. What type of outdoor trip would you like to do or have you done? Well, what do you see in this slide? Well, we have here international travel compared with domestic tourism. When you travel within your own country without trespassing the border, it is called domestic. Have you seen in airports the schedules for domestic versus international planes? It is shown separately, and even the boarding gates are located in different areas. Well, this is a way to organize trips in the airports, okay? So this is the difference and another set of type of travel. What about these pictures? A lot of people, right? Because the events gather such crowd. There are many reasons for congregating people. For example, religious commemorations that join people in certain dates. Then we have meetings, tourism, and let me tell you that there are companies specialized only in this type of tourism because organizing meetings is quite complex. And even the companies specialize in different type of meetings. For example, for medicine, business meetings, fairs and exhibitions, association, congresses, and the most varied topics like comics, stamps, etc. Okay? Thus, it requires a specialization because the companies that are dedicated to organizing meetings acquire expertise in each area, standing out for the job, getting reputation and specialization in specific niche. What else? We have sports like Formula One or Soccer World Cup that gather crowds of fans following their sport star. Nice input, guys. I see you like this topic. Well, these type of travels are quite self-explanatory, right? Some people travel in groups, some other travelers like to do it alone. This is an option that depends on the traveler, for example, the age, the destination, how confident you feel going to an unknown place, how much money you want to spend, the type of experience you want to get. For example, in groups, usually with a travel guide, expert, you need to follow a standard tour and visit touristic places that are prepared to welcome foreign people. But traveling alone, you can have the opportunity to meet real people in real lives, which could be a richest experience. What do you prefer? In this slide, we have another comparison of types of travel. Good. We can compare crowded places that are quite famous and travelers want to know at least once in a life. On the other side, we have luxury travel. That is in fact not that you will never access. It is expensive but not inaccessible. And nowadays people seek small luxury experiences to transform travel in a memorable experience. So maybe within a cheap trip you can experience a dinner in a fancy expensive restaurant or pay an expensive ticket for a special theater play, or a guided tour to a vineyard or castle with lunch and special guest service. Traveling is a personal experience, and as well as some people don't care about the crowd, but they cannot die without visiting the Louvre to see Mona Lisa in person, there are some other travelers that are specialists in changing to memorable cheap trips. Guys, I really like your ideas about traveling. You are very opinionated. Great input.